Hello and welcome to today's lesson. The LO is to know how to use a quadratic graph to determine its equation. The success criteria is as followed. 1. Able to draw quadratic graphs. 2. Able to identify key features of a quadratic graph. And finally 3. To know how to solve a quadratic equation. Here is a retrieval practice. Pause the video and give yourself 10 minutes to do these questions. Great job, well done. Make sure to mark your work in green pen. Alright, so here, the question is asking us to use the graph to find solutions to the quadratic equation. Well, we already know what the solutions are going to be because look, it's where x is where the graph crosses the x-axis. So the solution is in fact 2 when x equals 2 and where x equals 6 because that's where it crosses on the x-axis. Okay, so we can actually use this to find out what the equation of the graph is, which is up here actually. So y equals x minus 2, x minus 6. When we expand it out, it's going to give us our x squared minus 8x plus 12. Alright, so we've actually used those 2 points to figure out what the answer is. So I want you to have a go at doing the we do question. Make sure to pause the video and give yourself some time. Right, so the solutions for this one is x equals 4 and x equals 6. You know, you could just look at it graphically and find out what the solutions were. Okay. So now the next one, we can find out the solutions for the graph by looking where where it crosses on the graph crosses on the x-axis. So we can see that one point is when x coordinate equals 2, and the other point is when the x coordinate equals 4, just by looking at it graphically. So make sure to pause the video and give yourself some time to do the next graph. Great job. Yes, the answer is x equals 4 and x equals 6. So now let's look at the next one. So we're going to use the graph to find the solution to the quadratic equation. So we can see that on the x-axis, when x equals minus 1, that's one solution. So what you would just write is x equals minus 1 is the solution to this quadratic equation. Right, so pause the video, give yourself a go at the we do question. Alright, great job. It is x equals minus 2. Alright, so now let's have a look at this one here. So when x equals 2, y is 0, so therefore x equals 2 is the solution to the graph. So pause this video and have a go at the we do question. Great job, the answer is x equals 3. Alright, so have a go at this question. With this question, we're going to do something slightly different. We're just going to confirm, actually, by looking at it graphically, we're going to actually use it to determine its equation. Right, so with this graph, we know that x equals minus 1. So we can rearrange to make 0 the subject. So what you do is x plus 1. Okay, and we can actually now write it back in terms of its equation. And as you can tell, there's only one root, so it would be x plus 1 squared. So have a go at not only finding the solution for it, but also rewriting the equation for it. Okay, great job. It is x equals minus 2, and the equation for it would be y equals x plus 2 squared. Okay, so with this one here, what you'd now have to do with the I2 question is actually determine its roots. So you'd have to state the coordinates for its roots. So one is -5, 0, and the other one is -1, 0. Okay, so you can tell this graph is actually a negative graph, and this is going to be very important information when we're determining its equation. So x equals -5 is 1 root, so x plus 5 equals 0, and x equals -1, so x plus 1 equals 0. So now we know what the actual equation is going to look like, and we know this from a couple of lessons ago when we were factorizing. So the equation will look like this: x plus 5, close bracket, x plus 1. And because the graph is negative, we're going to multiply everything by -1. And it will give us the answer -x squared minus 6x minus 5. So pause the video and have a go at the we do question. Great job. So yes, the solutions is x equals -3 and x equals -1. And when you've done the questions, you should have been able to confirm that this is the right equation for it. Right, so here is a practice exercise. So what I want you to do is basically to solve each of the equations. Great job. These are the answers. Make sure to mark your work in green pen. Here is practice exercise 2. Find the roots for these following questions. Great job. Make sure you mark your work in green pen. Alright, so using these graphs, you're going to actually have to find out what the equation of it is. So first you would start off by finding the roots, and then that would help you to determine its equation. Make sure to pause your video. Right, great job. So now looking at this, you can actually now use it to find out the equation of it. So it's going to be, for the first one, A is going to y equals x plus 4, x minus 1. And all we're going to do is just expand it out. It's going to be x squared plus 3x minus 4. Okay, and then now for B, we know that the roots are x equals -3, so it's going to be x plus 3. And inside the bracket it's going to be x minus 1. And then when we expand that all out, what we end up getting is x squared plus 2x minus 3. So just mark your work in green pen. Right, so now pause the video, give yourself a go at this question. A little hint is that this graph is negative. Alright, So with the roots for both of them, both will actually have the root negative 1.5. So for the first one, G, it's actually going to look like this. So it's going to be y equals bracket x plus 1.5 squared, because it only has one root. But obviously you can see that it's a negative graph, so it's going to have minus over there. And when you expand it, what you end up getting is minus x squared minus 3x minus 2.25. All right, and with h, because it's positive, the answer will just be y equals x plus 1.5 squared. And when you expand that out, all you'll get is x squared plus 3x plus 2.25. All right, great job. So well done working hard on this lesson. Make sure to give yourself a pat on the back.